Here we go. Jake Paul, Ben Askren, official again for the second time for April 17th. That's right. Hit a thumbs up, hit the sub, hit the bell if you like the video. With that being said, let's get into the video. Now, I said this before when I made this video. Ben Askren, you're about to get your ass whooped. Ben Askren is a great wrestler, good at ground and pound, good at choking people out, so I guess submission. However, in boxing, you're not going to be able to do that. Ben Askren has always looked like he's been very bad with his hands. And despite him being seasoned, despite people saying that, oh, well, he's been in there at a higher level than Jake Paul, he really hasn't. Because he's never been in there with a professional boxer of any real level of fighting. So to say that just because he's fought in MMA, he's got more experience in boxing than Jake Paul, I disagree. And looking at the fights that he had in the UFC, how badly he was getting his face battered, blocking every punch with his face, I highly doubt he's even done remotely good if he has had high-level boxers spar against him. So how I see this going is, Ben Askren, you're about to get knocked out. Jake Paul, whether people like him or not, the boy is showing growth, and he's showing his ability is getting better and better with each boxing match. The dude, I'm not going to say he's great. I'm not going to say he's good at this moment, but I'm going to say he shows a lot of promise for a guy who's never done it before. Coming in there, yes, he's fought guys who are lower tier, but if he would have went into the amateurs, he'd be fighting the same guys of the same tier that he's fighting right now. So if he beats Ben Askren, I think that he should have maybe one or two more fights like that. If he wants Conor McGregor, take on Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor can gain weight because I know Jake's a lot bigger. So I would make Conor McGregor come up to my weight to fight me if I was Jake Paul. And do that. Conor wants a boxing match. Let Conor go in there and see how good his hands are against Jake. I'm not going to say who would win, because people would get very mad. You know what? Fuck it. We going to say who would win. Jake Paul would knock Conor McGregor out in a boxing ring. I'm going to say it right now. Even with his limited experience, he'll knock him out. He'll outreach him. He'll pop him, and he'll go down. Because I'm sorry, but from what I've seen from Conor, he's not that punch resilient. He's really not. He just got TKO'd. Really, he got knocked out. He got slept. Although he got up, fairly quickly after the decision. It's very hard to get a true KO in UFC because there's no real counting. Normally the referee's jumping across when they hit the ground and saying they lose or they're out, and that's a TKO, not really a knockout. So even though it was ruled a TKO, he got knocked out, and he got knocked out on his feet, and he got knocked out by a guy you could say is much more skilled possibly at the stand-up, more seasoned professional fighter, but I don't think Poirier hits nearly as hard as Jake Paul. Now, how could I say that? What am I basing that off of? Jake Paul ain't fought nobody. It doesn't matter. Because even whenever people are knocking out tomato cans, you can watch how they knock out tomato cans and tell that they do have power. They may not have the skills, but they got power. And I think him and Conor would make for a good matchup, especially if he comes through and beats Ben Askren, which I believe he will. I believe he will. Now, the question is, if he goes on to fight somebody like Conor, I know he wanted Bisbane. I would say, Jake Paul, stay away from Bisbane. Bisbane is very tough, very durable, and that might not be a fight that you're ready for. In a year or two, when Bisbane's a little bit older, got a little more rust on him, and you're a little more seasoned, yeah, go for him if you want to go for him. But I don't really think you want that smoke right now. Conor, you got a better shot against because you're bigger than him. And, his chin's kind of suspect in my opinion. Bisbane would more than likely, even if Bisbane has never boxed before, which he probably has, I think he would beat Jake Paul from one end of the ring to the other. So that would be too much of a leap. But what I'm saying is, if he beats Ben Askren, if he fights somebody like Conor McGregor, because I know he wants more UFC guys in boxing, then I would say for him, it's about time to start stepping up to guys that are like 1-0, 2-0, 0-2, 0-1, that have actually had amateur backgrounds with the professional fighting. he would still be at a significant disadvantage, even against a guy that's 0-2 if he had a decent amateur record. So I think that's what he needs to start doing if he's serious about boxing on a championship level. Now, he might be serious about boxing, but only doing it on a prize level, meaning that he'll just grab names that he can make a lot of money off of fighting, but never take boxing to that true professional level. Even though he's having professional bouts, he may never want to step up because he's making too much money doing what he's doing. I don't know. I don't know what is in his mind. I don't know how serious he wants to take boxing or how far he's willing to go in the sport. But again, once he beats Ben Askren, if he fights somebody like, Conor McGregor, or if he does fight Bisbane, who was, talking shit to him, if they fight and he can beat a guy like Bisbane, then I say yes. You need to really start going for professional fighters. Like, you need to, with lower rankings or lower records, just starting off. Because if you could beat a guy like Bisbane, you're ready. Because Bisbane is tough and he's going to hit you. And if you could take it, then again, I believe he's at least ready for the beginning stages of boxing where guys are 1-0, 2-0, etc. The only thing about it is, if you fight a boxer who will say 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, or whatever they are, he's going to make that guy with no name a star overnight if that boxer beats him. And then all eyes are going to be on this new boxer like it's an up-and-coming prospect. He might not even be that good. So again, I think Jake Paul has a lot of talent. I think looks like he could potentially do very well at boxing because he's learned a lot. Against Nate, you can see how he was starting to set up the timing of Nate lunging in before he knocked him out. And that's good. That's really good to have a fighter that can do that. So unlike a lot of people, I'm not trolling when I say I see a lot of potential in Jake Paul if he takes it serious. Like him or not, the boy can fight. Now, what he needs to do is stay away from elite boxers. Because I was just skimming and I saw something say that Manny Pacquiao was brought up. He ain't ready for Manny. I don't care if he comes in weighing 190 pounds and Manny's 147 pounds or 146 pounds, 144 pounds. Manny will fuck him up badly. And I still need to make a Manny Garcia video about his dumbass exhibition. But as long as he stays away from elite fighters who are just coming up like he is, he may be all right in boxing. He might do fine. Just don't go after no damn national Golden Glove champion who just turned pro. Don't go after a guy with 100 amateur plus fights and most of them are wins. Don't do that. Catch a guy who just went pro, who's only got maybe 9 or 10 amateur fights. You know what I mean? Like, lesser tier guys. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Leave your comment. Again, I think Jake Paul is going to spark him. I don't see it going more than 4 rounds. And that's my prediction, that he knocks Ben Askren out within 4 rounds. Again, the fight is going to be April 17th, 2021 this year. That's right. So, hit up them comment sections. Go ahead and tell me how dumb I am for seeing the potential in Jake.